What's going on YouTube? We back with another bang of a video, and today we're watching villains ranked by how much their plans made sense. No crazy intro today, let's just get straight on into the video. Let's get it.
We're not ranking them by how iconic they are, and we're definitely not ranking them by the aura they have. Today, we're ranking them by something much more important. If their plan actually worked, and did it really make
Are
it?
y'all more of like a hero person or a villain person? Me personally, I kind of like villains more, just because they look cooler to me. But let me know in the comment section or the comments on TikTok if I do put this on TikTok. Let me know who's your favorite villain.
Makes sense, because there's a difference between being evil and being strategic. Some villains are masterminds with Google Sheets, others are just emotional with some munyon. So today, we're putting them into 5 tiers based off how logically sound and sustainable their master plan actually was. Here are the tiers. D tier, bro just wanted attention. No sustainability, no structure, pure niggatry. Just out here hoeing people for real. C tier, you didn't think this through. Emotionally driven, half-formed, short-term thinking. Loki fell for some form of rage bait. B tier, good idea, terrible execution. The concept was solid, but doodle bob levels of execution. A tier, unethical but organized. This tier is for the morally insane, but still impressive at
I always say, like, pausing that much of this video, but I always say you got the 3 things with a villain that makes him unstoppable. If he has strength, smart, either powers, or yeah, that's really about it. It's more of like, if the villain knows what they're doing, it gets devious.
End of the day, S tier. Loki had a point, meaning they were strategically airtight, still some niggatry, but effective in their plans. First we got Thanos. Now let's get this out the way. The genocide, yeah, it was horrific, but the plan in itself was executed to the 3rd degree. Chef's kiss. Thanos identified what he believed was a universal resource crisis. His solution, eliminate half of all life. This jump was definitely
like, for me with villains, like Joker and Thanos are my 2 favorite villains, but recently, like, characters. I don't know, Thanos was crazy, bro.
Morally unacceptable, but hey, from a structural standpoint, his execution was clean as a mug. He didn't rely on speeches, even though he was throwing out one-liners that was going triple platinum every time he talked. This purple thumb methodically gathered the Infinity Stones, calculated the sacrifice required, and followed through. That's what you call standing on business. And then the nigga retired. That part matters. Bro was building an empire. He wasn't seeking applause. His objective was based as a mug, balanced as a real nigga saw fit. Now, was his economic analysis flawed? Yes, absolutely.
It's like,
population growth
these villains be having a good plan, but they execute it the wrong way. And like, if they execute the plan the right way, maybe people will agree with them.
Eventually,
but they wouldn't be villains, right?
Return. Resource distribution could have been solved very differently, but in terms of scheme execution, he achieved his goal instantly and on a universal scale. He low-key had a point. S tier. Osmandius. Bro is what happens when a villain actually reads ahead. Bro recognized a global nuclear war was imminent and decided the only way to prevent it was to fabricate a shared alien threat by staging a catastrophic event. Bro is all cap.
If y'all ain't watched the what's this movie called? Man, I forgot what this movie is called, but I like this movie a lot. The Watchmen, that's what it was. If y'all watched The Watchmen, bro, it's a good movie. It has an interesting plot. It's different from other superhero movies.
Work.
If y'all haven't watched it, I say give it a try.
He forced the world powers to unite, and here's what elevates him. He executed the plan before confronting the heroes. No, I'll explain my plan now that you caught me. It was already done. That kind of foresight is rare with villains these days. Long-term sustainability, that depends. A world united under fear may eventually fracture again, but in the immediate climate, that mug really worked. His flaw wasn't emotional instability. It was an ethical compromise. Loki had a point. S tier. Now we on Killmonger. Or should I say Martin Luther King monger. Bro's plan had "I had a dream" written all over it. He believed Wakanda's isolation was unjust and that its resources should empower oppressed communities around the world. His strategy involved infiltrating Wakanda, legally claiming the throne, and weaponizing its technology and resources for the good of all niggas worldwide. From an infiltration standpoint, bro was precise. He trained and beat the brakes off T'Challa. He also understood Wakandan culture so he could maneuver the 1v1 phase system to his advantage. The flaw, it just wasn't scalable, bro. Global armed revolution creates instability. Redistribution through force leads to counterforce and worldwide nigga moments. His vision didn't account for long-term control after the initial uprising. Organized? Yeah. Sustainable? A tier. Unethical, but organized. Magneto. Now, dude's plan was built on lived trauma. He believes mutant superiority is necessary for
Magneto got a
survival.
crazy story.
Unlike reactive villains, Magneto often plans for political leverage, alliances, and strategic pressure. The issue isn't structure though, it's outcome. Dominance through fear produces resistance, my guy. Even if mutants win short term, the oppression cycles don't disappear, they reverse. It would just be a continuous cycle, or whatever Eren said in Attack on Titan. Magneto's plans are disciplined and tactical, but they rarely account for societal equality. Bro was basically the Marvel Universe's Ghetto from JJK, but a little more tame, cause that nigga Ghetto out here calling humans monkeys and Irsh. We can't let that monkey calling agenda slide in any verse. A tier. Now, Loki's invasion plan in the Avengers was straightforward. Open a portal, invade Earth, establish rule, villain 101 type Irsh.
Yeah.
The simplicity is almost admirable from the outside looking in, but simplicity without a good pair of legs is bound to get folded. He didn't account for the coordinated superhero resistance. He relied heavily on intimidation and external forces without building any kind of internal control systems, bro. Dude tried to really bully his way through a world with juiced up humans. Conquest requires follow through. Loki put all his skill points on the dramatic takeover, but none.
Bro, imagine if Thanos came a little bit earlier and he teamed up with Loki, because at this time Loki was bad, right? So, man, that.
And the actual takeover itself.
I don't think Thanos would have teamed up with him though. I don't know.
Because if we think about it, he really sold the bag. The numbers he was throwing up in New York gotta be equivalent to the Warriors getting reverse swept by LeBron and Kyrie. That's B tier. The idea was clear, but the execution fell off a cliff. Loki oughta drop him down another tier for letting that fraud Hawkeye catch a highlight off of him. But we're gonna let him slide this one time.
That was great.
Joker. Now the Joker wasn't trying.
Did he even? My bad, y'all. Editing Universal here. I just realized that yeah, he did rate him, and that was my mistake. So yeah, I just wanted to say my bad. Let's just get back on the tier. He didn't even put. Hey, look, make a tier list and you ain't even put. Bro, he didn't even put, he made an editing problem. Man, okay. Man, I guess I'll have to rate the Joker. I mean, not the Joker, Loki. We go put him, B tier.
To rule Gotham. He just wanted to prove a philosophical point, that morality collapses under pressure. How bro layered his manipulation of Harvey Dent, the police, and the public was low.
Joker's S+.
Key impressive. He anticipated reactions, exploited corruption, and destabilized systems all over the city. All in a short amount of time too. But here's the limitation. There was no future vision. After society would have collapsed, then what, bro? Chaos as an end state isn't the way. Bro is one of them villains that are actually too smart for their own good. He really out here just rage baiting society because he felt like it. And when he was getting his butt handed to him for lunch in the interrogation room and still proceeded to laugh that Irsh off, I knew he was doing all this junk for the love of the game, and that's commendable. His planning was brilliant, but strategically empty as a Pringles can. B tier. Ultron.
Oh, he did.
Dude identified humanity as the problem. His solution, extinction level reset. The Clanker possessed access to global networks and near limitless computational power. Theoretically, he could have restructured global defenses or optimized resource allocations. Anything that would actually help, right? Yeah. No. Bro instead escalated immediately to annihilation. Went from 0 to 100 real quick, and straight niggatry was afoot. That jump shows bias in a supposedly logical AI. Bro's out here operating on iOS 1.1.1. Powerful? Yes. Reasonable? No. C tier. Bro just didn't think this through. Syndrome. Now, dude's goal was to eliminate natural superheroes and commercialize artificial heroes for some money. Conceptually, it's just capitalism with a vengeance arc.
He was just mad because Mr. Incredible didn't want to team up with him. Let's be real. He was just mad because Mr. Incredible didn't want to team up with him, bro.
Funding, technology, and long-term marketing plans. But he underestimated unpredictability. Testing his world-destroying robot without airtight fail-safes exposed his egoist decision-making. Straight self-sabotage at its finest. His vision prioritized validation over stability. If it wasn't for him actually trying to give the normies superpowers, I would put him in straight D tier. But hey, who doesn't want powers? So, you going C tier. Scar. Scar.
Yeah,
Dude's
it doesn't
takeover was initially effective. Eliminate Mufasa, exile Simba, claim the throne. Classic villain power grab. But he failed at resource management, allowing these grimy hyenas to
do his work for
overhunt
him.
and destabilize the whole ecosystem of the savannah, leading to famine and collapse. Power without maintenance isn't leadership, nigga. It just means there's a goofy on the throne. Immediate D tier. Bro just wanted attention for real. Simple as that.
That's a crazy
Lord
picture.
Voldemort. The name who shall not be named. Voldemort's objective was
I'm
immortality.
not gonna lie,
And
I only watched like 2 movies of Harry Potter, so I don't really know much about him. I just know I think he's Harry Potter brother or something like that.
wizard supremacy. The Horcrux concept was
Forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
ambitious, I can't lie. Splitting his soul ensured survival. Bro was basically the first Sukuna. The issue was placement and predictability. Symbolic hiding spots are cool and all, but they're also traceable as a kindergarten worksheet, nigga. Additionally, tying his fate to a prophecy created unnecessary dependency. Bro was powerful and feared, but functional security matters, nigga. Use your common sense. Fire for that. D tier. Homelander. Now, Homelander's plan is more on the emotional trajectory, if I'm being real. He seeks admiration, dominance, and validation.
I think with Homelander, the way they did his villainous is more of a great thing, but it's his weakness is his emotions. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna put him in C tier.
Manipulates public perception well and maintains power through intimidation, but he reacts rather than anticipates. Basically a souped up nigga moment. His decisions are driven by insecurity more than structure, which means he's unstable
The actor is good though.
long term. But I'm gonna put him low B tier just because he has potential. Once he puts some neurons in that Laffy Taffy brain, holla back at me. Now, here's what separates the elite villains from the impulsive ones.
Okay.
Discipline. The best villains don't rely on emotion. They don't rely on the dang ego. They account for all this junk. They ask, what happens after I win? Most villains don't though. They just focus on the takeover and some clout, all that drama. But strategy isn't about the first move, it's about the 10th one. The villains in S and A tier, yeah, they understood that junk. Even if the morality was broken, the planning was there. The lower tiers, they just confused with power. And in reality, that kind of difference decides everything. So, we gonna fill this list up with more villains and more villains. So, leave me some more villains in the comments to cover, because we need to fill this list up.
JMF,
Okay, great video, man. Great video. I think his tier list was pretty accurate with the villains. I would have put some a little bit higher. I probably say the ones I would have put higher. I would have put Homelander maybe a little. Nah, I would have put Joker. I like Joker, so I'm biased, but I would have put him in like S tier. I would have put Thanos probably in a tier of itself. I would have kept him right here. Everything else seems pretty good. If y'all want to see another video, it's going to be right here. Make sure y'all go and react to that. Yeah, on to the next video. UNVRSL out, and hopefully y'all like and subscribe to this video. Hopefully y'all like this video and hit that subscribe button. That's how I meant to say it. But yeah, let's get on into the next video.